Good afternoon, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining. I am so excited and pumped up. Now, give me 2 minutes for Facebook to get this video visible to everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you can see the video, come on in and say a quick hello and let me know where you're joining from. So I just want to share this on Ted's page. Just 1 second. And we're going to be going live as well on Instagram shortly. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Civilized Presence. You're in the right place. Leslie, I think we have some security on your page, and I'm not able to share this on your page, but I have it on my personal page. So you can take it from my personal page.
Okay.
Yes, we're almost there. All right. I think we're good to go.
I think you have to tag me.
I put it on my personal, so if you can pull it from there, please.
Okay.
I am just trying to. Okay. All right. Perfect. And on Facebook, thank you so much for joining. All right. If you can pull it from there, please. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. You're welcome to the Civilized Presence. You're in the right place at the right time. Good afternoon. Now, come on in and let us know where you're joining us from. Come in and just make a comment. Let us know that you're here, your country, your city, your name, and come in and just say hello. Give us some hearts. Give us some thumbs up. I can see that people are joining. Now, if you're not directly on my page, maybe I might not be able to see your name, but so just come on in and let me know that you're here. Thank you so much. Now, do us a favor, share this on your page, share this on your business page, invite your friends and family, your neighbors, your enemies is a great message. Welcome, Jose. It's great to have you. Janet, I can see you. Esther, I can see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. It's the Civilized Presence. And Blessing, I'm just getting started with Instagram. Can we do that on Instagram right now?
Yeah. I'm trying to share this on my page.
Okay. Just let me know as soon as you're ready. So, guys, if it's your very first time, welcome. The Civilized Presence is an online TV session where lives are changed, where people discover themselves, their purpose, their voice, and learn social skills to thrive in the real world. So, if you want to become a change maker, you are in the right place. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. Now, my name is Louisa Akaiso, and I am going to be your host for today. Welcome, my friend Sekoni. It's so great to have you. Jose, it's great to have you. Guys, come on in and just say a quick hello. Welcome, Sister Joy. Look at that. Come on. I am so excited that you made it here today. Thank you. Welcome, Paul. Welcome, Joanne. Thank you so much, all of you, for just jumping in. Thank you. Usually I'm here every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, but today we had a change of time just because of our guests. But I'm so excited that you're here. Welcome, Wadi. It's great to have you. There are a lot of people just coming in. It's going to be fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Now, you might be asking a question, who is she and what does she do? I am Louisa Akaiso, and I'm a certified master civility trainer and a leadership coach and expert with the John Maxwell team. And what I do is I work confidently with leaders and professionals that place great importance in themselves and their reputation. And I believe that's going to be you this afternoon because you made up time to be here. And hello, David. It's so good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining from Virginia. Thank you so much. So, guys, we're here at 8 a.m. Every Mondays and Fridays, usually. But today, we're right here at 5 p.m. today. So if this is your first time, try to be part of what we're doing. You can have it on replay on my page if you're joining us on replay, or you've never been here, or you cannot meet us in real time. And welcome, Precious. It's great to have you. Welcome, Sister Kiki. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so excited. Now, some of you might have seen the topic of today and maybe not. And there are a lot of new faces. So I'm just going to take a moment or two and just kind of do a great introduction of what we're doing. Now, the main goal of this Facebook series or Instagram series or wherever that you find the video is to help restore civility in our society. And we've been doing this from last year, the month of April. It's been great. It's been fun. I've been working with different professionals from all over the world, really breaking down the concept of civility into tiny bits, showing you how easy but important it is for you to be civil. And if you've been working with me, you would understand that it's as easy as saying please and thank you, or even share a compliment, just like I'm going to do right now. That Tate, I'm so excited to have you here in my session. Thank you so much for all of the great work that you do.
Thank you.
Welcome, Precious. Welcome, Andy. It's so good to have you, sister. It's so good to have you here. Thank you so much. And guess what? Larify is with me somewhere around the corner, so it's good that you know that. So before we continue, let me share with you a definition of civility. I've chosen one today from Dr. P.F. Funny. I call him the grandfather of civility. He left us a couple of months ago, but he's here with us in spirit. And that states that being civil means being constantly aware of others and weaving restraint, respect, and consideration into that very fabric of awareness. So civility is focused on positive people's treatment. Civility is gracious goodness, treating others the way that you want to be treated. So you might prefer the golden rule, treating others the way that you want to be treated, because you know what? Every time that you're in a situation, when you step onto the other side of the table, you realize, you know, if I was receiving the same exact treatment, how would I feel? Right there, the bulb comes on. So it's so easy. Now, you might not have gotten one of the definition, and we try to break it down and just get things easy for you. Civility is, it's all about positive people's treatment. Apologize earnestly if you have to, and refrain from idle complaints. It's all about you paying attention to the person next to you, continuously being responsible to ease the experience of everyone around you. I always say that when you have an opportunity to see a brand new day, try to treat others the way that you want to be treated. And welcome, Kerry. It's great to have you here. So many people. I can see Kenya in the house. I can see Nigeria, Canada is here, the United States, the UK. Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. You guys just make me feel so good. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. I want to say thank you over and over again, because without you, this show will not go on. So I have to take a moment and just celebrate all of you guys like a VIP that you are. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. So back to the deal of today. Now, if you've been following me, you would have noticed that the theme for this month in Civilized Presence is effective parenting and youth development. Why is this so important? One of my favorite quotes from Frederick Douglass states that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. That's correct. So, do you want to build great kids? Do you want to have a peaceful home? Or do you want them to grow up and break apart the society, fall apart and fall into every other thing? Because if you do not stand for something that's good, then you're going to fall into anything that's available. So this is why we have this conversation. And of course, this month of July, we've been doing a lot more. And welcome, Tammy. It's great to have you. Welcome, Rita. It's great to have you. Welcome, Nene. It's great to have you. Welcome, Akin Ropo. It's great to have you. Thank you so much. So many parenting experts in the house today. So many people or coaches that work with the youth are here in the house today. I guess everyone is so excited to see you here, Tate. Just kind of share your awesomeness with us. We're so happy. We're so honored. We feel so blessed, that you're doing what you do to empower the young people in Canada and all over the world. We're just so excited. I mean, I wish I was just right in front of you to give you a tight hug and to say, well done, Tate. You're doing an amazing work. And guys, look at all the hats and the thumbs up coming up for you, Kate, is because we are so excited. We honor you. We support the work that you do, and just keep doing what you do. So, guys, do me a favor. Step out and share this on your page. Invite people around you to be part of this message. Some of you might be saying, Louisa, I'm not a child. That's okay. I know that there's a child the kids in your platform, in your network. So invite your neighbors. Put it on your page. Put it on your business page. You want to be part of what we're sharing here today. Can you imagine a 7-year-old writing a book? Guys, if you've never thought about your life, this is going to be that day where you're going to have to sit down and give yourself that hard talk. Like, seriously, what have I been doing for how many years that I've been here on earth? And I'm ready to share with you all the things that, Tate is doing so much amazing work in Canada. I feel so honored. That's why I'm so pumped up. So come on, go and grab your pen and paper. There's so much to learn. And your bottle of water is very hot in Virginia. I don't know what part of the world that you're joining me from, but Tate is going to drop some hot nuggets. So I think you're going to need the water in a couple of minutes. So you want to try to grab something to drink. Yes, Tammy says, thank you so much for spreading the love and light. The world needs your hero more than ever. That's correct. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rista. It's great to have you. Feedback. It's great to have you. So many people are just jumping in, and I'm going to give a moment to Tate to say hello to the audience. But just before I do that, let me read Tate's bio so that you understand why I'm so excited. I don't think you guys are as pumped up as I am. I mean, there are a lot of hearts and thumbs up, but let me just tell you all the great things that this boy is doing. So his name is Tate Ovbiagbonhia. Oh, somebody's going to have to help me with that. Tate Ovbiagbonhia. And Tate, if I didn't get that correctly, please forgive me. I haven't had lunch yet. So after I have lunch, I'll get it right. I'll try again. And Tate is a speaker. He's an author, a kidpreneur, a youth trainer, and most importantly, a seventh grader. Guys, a seventh grader in front of the camera, really, with so much confidence and poise. Look at that. He's popularly known as Cheetah Boy. And Cheetah Boy is a program, it's a movement for the young people. It's a book, it's a training program. Cheetah Boy is doing so much. And so sometimes when you're talking about Tate, people might not know who Tate is, but if you refer to him as Cheetah Boy, they're going to get it. Because he shares his story daily and his experience with diversity and uniqueness with children all over the world. Tate started a book project that's individualized for each sick kids through the prestigious hospitals in Canada, and his books are being distributed all over public libraries in Canada. Tate's interest for writing started developing at the age of 6. And when he turned 7 years old, he expressed his interest to monetize his talents to his parents. Tate has a box full of different characters and stories that he's written right from when he was 7 years old. Now, what makes Tate very unique is the fact that he is a young boy that believes he can achieve anything if he puts his mind towards it. So Tate is so unique because Tate stopped playing with candies and video games like other kids, but he uses his spare time to study courses on business and entrepreneurship. When I saw that, I was thinking, what am I doing with my spare time? He constantly puts his parents on their toes with his amazing business ideas. He believes that every child is unique and talented. And he has received a lot of awards. He's been featured in the media so many times, the most recent one being the Black History Award from the mayor of city of Brampton, and that's in Canada, if you're not in Canada, in the youth category 2019. And he has also been featured in Brampton Guardian, CBC Metro Morning, Rogers TV, featured prospects in Rogers TV, Dog TV, literally voices, to name but a few. I mean, I'm just trying to cover as much as I can. People in Canada would, you know, they can connect with all of this. And welcome, Sarah. It's great to have you. But you know what, guys, in a nutshell, Tate is awesome. That's it. So whether you know where he's been featured on or not, he's doing some great work. Can you imagine someone building a book project for sick kids? Okay, it's okay. Listen, guys, don't get me started because this boy is amazing. So, Tate, let me give you a minute to say hello to the audience before we continue and just get started with the questions. So, say hello to the audience. Over to you, Tate.
Hello, guys. Thanks for tuning in and listening to this interview.
Thank you. Thank you so much. He has such a great voice. Oh my God. Some of you have not even found your voice yet, but this guy is amazing. So, Tate, this is the Civilized Presence, and we want to talk about all these great things that you have been about. And before we do that, let me share one of my favorite quotes from Wendell Holmes, and that states that we are tattooed in our crypt with the beliefs of our tribe. So, guys, what this means that your tribe, the people that you hang out with, your family, your parents, has got an important part to play in who you become. Now, majority of us on this line right now and in this session right now have got kids or have been around kids and or just, at least we were children before we became adults. And some of us might not have had the greatest experience. Some of us might not have had the greatest support or guidance. But we want to know how Tate was able to make this happen at such a young age from 6 years, Tate. So, Tate, how this, works is we're just going to get started with the questions. We'll begin the conversation. We might have a question from the audience and maybe not, but it's all about you. My very first question for you, Tate, today would be, why do you think it's so important for children to have good manners and behave the right way, have the right character with working with other kids or even with their family? Over to you, Tate.
Well, the reason why I think children should have good manners and be kind to other people is because it expresses you. And if you want to be known, first you have to show that you care for others. Because as you know, the a big saying is like treat others the way you want to be treated, and it's actually true. So if you treat others in a kind way, the kindness will come onto you, and then people would want to know you because they will spread the news onto other people, and more people will come in. So it depends on how your attitude is and how you act to for more people to come and tune into you and for people to want to be in your life.
Thank you so much. That is so powerful, and I love how you shared it. And welcome, Phil. Welcome, Coach ID. Welcome, Frank from Ghana. It's great to have you. SC, I am so excited that you made out time. Sarah, thank you so much. Peter, it's great to have you in the house. If you are just joining us for the very first time, it's the Civilized Presence, and the topic of today is how to unlock your child's full potential. So, do you have kids, or are you a child yourself, or did you struggle while growing up? Is it something that you're still struggling with? Thinking about how you can begin to work in alignment with who you were supposed to be, who God created you to be, your assignment, and you don't think that you've been able to reach your full potential. You would like to support some young people. I think this is a session that you want to spend time in, and not just spend time here, but be part of what we're doing. Comment, bring in your questions, and let us make this interactive because we have Tate all the way from Toronto, Canada, in the house, and he's going to talk to you about how you can work with your children or work with yourself to activate or unlock that full potential. And that takes me to my next question for you, Tate, is how did you begin at the age of 6? Really, Tate? I mean, I'm just kind of thinking about myself at the age of 6. Did I even have all my teeth complete? Maybe not. Did I even know how to talk in front of people? Maybe I didn't even have my manners in place. So, how did you begin? What triggered this? How did you get connected to this defining moment? I mean, what happened in your life? What's this? How did the bulb come on? How did you just begin to think in alignment with who you were supposed to be? Over to you, Tate.
Um, so when I was 6, I had lots of ideas like to draw and stuff. But I just did it for fun. I wasn't really thinking of anything ahead of fun. I just like to draw and play. And when I hit 7 and I was going to grade 2, I started to read comic books that were for superheroes. And me and my friends would usually read comic books like X-Men and the Avengers and stuff and DC. And I noticed that we read all these books at such a young age for comic books, but there was no one in the comic book that represented us.
Mm,
So I kind of felt sad because like we're the audience, but we have no one in the book that actually represents us.
mm,
So I told my mom this when I was 7, when I got back home, and I was telling her, and she was like, "Oh, okay." It didn't really click into her head or anything. It was just like okay at the moment, but um when I kept on telling her about my books and she kept on throwing out my stuff because she thought that it was like too messy in the house. When she realized that I kept on crying and I really wanted it to be done, she finally clicked in and she actually helped me. She contacted someone who is a published author, and then we got started from there.
wow, this is interesting and this is so powerful. And thank you so much for sharing that. And can mom just say hello? Is mom around the corner? Because mom made all of this happen. Can we see mom? Mom, is mom around? Can mom say hello to the audience?
Hi.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
everyone.
Thank you, Blessing. It's so good to have you. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do and the support to Tate. It's good to have you in the house.
Thank
Um,
you.
and and you know what? Tate is just good. So I'm going to say that we're going to go back to Tate, but we had to honor mom. So we're going to go back to Tate for a minute,
Okay, sure.
if that's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Tammy says that Tate is a rock star. I think he's even more than a rock star. I'm trying to find the right name now, Tammy. He's amazing. Look at that. And welcome, Franklin. It's great to have you. Precious. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Tate, this is gonna take me to my next question for you. Now, you talked about how you did not have people that looked like you in the books that you're working with or in the video games. So what I perceive from this is diversity. It is culture. That was your way of talking about culture or who you were. And of course, you've been able to put that nicely in the Cheetah Boy. Can you tell us a little bit about the story of Cheetah Boy? What is the storyline in Cheetah Boy? Over to you, Tate.
Well, the story is about a young boy who goes to the zoo with his family, and he gets scratched by an animal in the zoo, and
Mm,
he doesn't realize it, but he requires like powers,
mm,
and he goes to the hospital because he's really injured from the scratch because it was like an infection,
mm,
and the energy from the animal was transferring into his body. So when he was at the hospital, he felt like really ashamed of himself for what he did. So he ran away and he ran into the forest and he got lost. And then he met other people that were kind of like him with similar powers. And they called themselves the Super Cat Team because they were all in the cat family and they all had extraordinary powers. And he didn't know who they were. So at first he was a bit scared.
mm,
But after a while, he started to get to know them. And then he found his way home with the help of another character. And then when he got home, he hugged his mom. And then the book ended. And then there's going to be another book coming out real soon.
Wow, look at that. So, book number two. Now, welcome, Frank. It's great to have you here, Vista. Thank you so much. I can see some more people. Guys, I can see the numbers, but if you're not directly on my page, I want you to know that I love you so much. But that's the reason why I cannot see your name. So, come on into the comment box and just kind of share some love with Tate. I mean, how do you feel listening to Tate? Come on, Tate, you've given me something to think about. When I go home, I'm probably not going to be able to sleep tonight because I'm going to think about what did I do all my life. That Tate is about to release the second book at the age of 11. Thank
No,
you for the work that you do.
I just
So you just turned 12. Oh,
yeah.
well, there's not much of a difference. I mean, 11 and 12, yes, I know what we were doing at 12. And welcome, Dee. It's great to have you. Carlene, it's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. So, guys, just come in. It's the Civilized Presence. You are in the right place at the right time. And we are here every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. But this is a special session for today. And the topic for today is how to unlock your child's full potential. This takes me to my next question for you. Welcome, Harifa from the UK. It's great to have you. My next question. Oh, yes. So we have so many comments for you. Sister Joy says, you're going to be a superstar. He is one already. I'm serious. I mean, Sister Joy, this boy, come on. Don't get me started, but let me go back to the session. Okay. So this takes me to my next question for you. And really, what I want to know is, um, you know, I mean, if I was growing up with you, Tate, the question I'm going to be asking is, what kind of food does Tate eat? I mean, what are his parents telling him? Is it something different from what I'm experiencing at home? What kind of support did you get from your parents that got you to think this way? Is this something that parents need to learn? I mean, how can you help us to be able to support or guide our kids? Over to you, Tate.
So my parents, they were really supportive of me and they were behind my back the whole time. My mom helped me to continue the book, and my dad gave me a lot of ideas for the book.
Mm,
So at the beginning, they weren't really that supportive because they weren't sure of what I was saying. But when I kept on drawing and I didn't give up and I kept on doing what I was doing, they realized that I really wanted to do this. So my mom put the effort into me and she found someone that wanted to help me. And then I started from there. And after a while, when I started meeting all these people, um, she started to realize that children are more than what they seem, and you should always give a child to let their imagination burst free because you never know what a child could have in that small brain of theirs.
that is so correct. Thank you so much. And I can imagine people growing up with you probably sometimes they thought you were crazy. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I would feel the same way. I'm just like, listen, Tate, we're trying to learn simple mathematics here. And you're talking about writing a book. Like, what are you doing? Welcome, my nephew. It's great to have you. Welcome, Dr. Sean from the UK. It's so good to have you. Faye Tola, it's good to have you. Amy Joy, it's good to have you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I can see a lot of people just, just showing us some love. I really appreciate you guys because without you, the show would not go on. And so, Tate, this is going to my next question. I know that you have a lot of work to do in school. How are you able to manage what you do? Do you set out time? I mean, let's talk about time management here because you're really good. You're very busy. A lot of times you're working, you're in the media, you're doing different projects, and then you're still going to school, and you're an A student in school. How are you able to manage all of this? Over to you, Tate.
Um, well, sometimes it's a bit difficult, but I try my best to do most of my stuff on the weekends.
Mm,
So then I could focus on my work on weekdays. But
mm,
sometimes I do have to work on the weekends, so it's a bit hard and it's a bit challenging. But basically, the way that I do it is I have like schoolwork for a certain hour, and then usually I do everything else for a little like later on in the night. Like sometimes I go to bed at like 12 p.m., 12 a.m. or 2 a.m. because I'm working really late. like with on the computer trying to fix some stuff. But then during the day, like around 5 and 4, I'm usually doing my work, so then I can hand it in. And sometimes when I'm working and I know that I'm gonna have to put my book on hold, I have to put my book on hold because I know that school is really important for my future.
Wow, this is powerful. And welcome, my favorite Superman. It's so good to have you here from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Vivi. It's great to have you. My JMT family is in the house. And a comment. Children are more than what they seem. Right on point. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. If you're just joining us, the topic of today is how to unlock your child's full potential. And welcome, Andy. It's great to have you. Michael, thank you for making out time to be here. Flawless Beauty, you're in the house. Thank you. It's good to have you here. So, guys, bring your questions. Are you struggling with your kids? Do you have a child that is so gifted like Tate and you're struggling and you're really like, how can we work with this child? Sometimes, I mean, I can imagine if I had a child like Tate, I'm going to be like, wait up, Tate, are you serious? You should be doing your homework. What are you talking about? And so it takes so much for you to be able to understand, to be able to support him. So parents must embrace the fact that you can have greatness in home, and we all do have greatness at home. We all do have superpowers, just like Rista has said, and welcome, Nana. It's great to have you. We all have superpowers, but it takes so much to be able to uncover that. It takes patience. It takes working together. And I'm not going to talk too much because the expert is in the house. So Tate, what would be your advice to parents, working with children who are gifted, working with a child who wants to be and do more? What would be your advice to this kind of parents? Over to you, Tate.
My advice to those parents is just to believe in your children's dream. That's all.
Mm,
It's not very hard. It's not like a whole recipe from a cookbook. It's really simple. All you need to do is just listen to your children and
mm,
then let the magic work. And if you're not really struggling with your finances, you can invest in what they want. So then when they get older in the future, it will really help them out. Because lots of children these days, when they show their imagination, sometimes their parents don't believe it in them, and then when they grow up to become adults, usually they're really depressed and they don't really have a happy life. And um, children should have a happy life, but the way to make them have a happy life is to believe in them. Because if you don't believe in them, then their mindset will make them believing that no one will believe in them. So
mm.
that's why the parent has to believe in them from the beginning. So then when they get older, they will believe that other people can believe in them as well.
Wow, this is great. This is wonderful. And Nenner, thank you so much for being here. Trent, it's good to have you in the house. Barbara, it's good to have you in the house. Thank you so much. Esther, again, it's good to have you in the house. Thank you for joining us. Yes, this is such great words from a 12-year-old. Yes, yes, guys. Yes, this is a 12-year-old. And it takes me to my next question for you, Tate. I know that you're doing a lot of projects right now, and I don't want you to disclose, what organizations, but I just want to learn about this project. What is this project about? And you don't have to talk about the organizations at all. Over to you.
My project is on a new book that is going to be coming out shortly. And this book is basically specifically for sick children.
Mm,
I've been working on this book for a while because I want it to be perfect. Um, the book is for sick children because I want them to believe that someone is by their side.
mm.
Because sometimes it feels like they're not having the support that they deserve, and they feel like no one cares for them, and they feel like no one even sees them in the world. They feel like they're useless and they're nothing in the world. But I want the sick children to know that they are someone, and people are listening to their pain, and people want to help them.
Okay, we kind of lost just your last sentence there. I think the network was a little fuzzy. Can you just take us back with the last sentence?
Yeah, I said that I want to make this book so then people will know that we feel the pain that they feel.
Thank you. And thank you so much for doing that. And welcome. The coach is in the house. The storyteller, Wenger, is right here in the house. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited to see you here, my brother. And the topic for today is how to unlock your child's full potential. Now, we're going to be paddling along and just get on to the next question for you, Tate. You know, I listened to an interview with CBC, and you were talking about purpose. And, you know, I never ever thought about purpose in that great way. Can you share with us what does purpose mean to you, and how did you even find your purpose, and why is it so important that all of us know what our purpose is and live in alignment with that? Over to you, Tate.
So I believe that we all have a purpose, as I said on CBC. Because I don't feel like we would be put on earth to do nothing and to accomplish nothing, because I believe that everyone has a purpose, but some people just unlock it on different levels, and other people have a level lower, and some people have a level higher. But everyone does have a purpose. Some people never unlock it for the rest of their lives. Some people unlock it when they're young. Some people unlock it when they're 70. Some people unlock it when they're 30. But everyone should unlock their full purpose. And I want people to unlock it at a young age, because it's easier for you to manifest on it when you unlock it in a young age. So that's why I believe that everyone has a purpose, but if they just stay there and they want to be normal, they're never going to fulfill their purpose. So that's why everyone should never be normal. Everyone should be aiming to go higher than normal. Everyone should be extraordinary. And that's what I want everyone to know.
So, you know, and this is going to go into another question. And welcome, Margaret. It's great to have you here. Nainer, I can see you come back in. It's great to have you. Now, how are you able to? So, if you were working with a little child your age who does not know what purpose is, because I didn't know what purpose was at the age of 12. I had to grow up and get certified to find out what purpose was. How would you explain to them, how can they find their purpose, especially, so we have someone who is 12-year-old or younger, and who is still struggling and who hasn't found that path yet. You know, how would you describe purpose for that person in your simple terms? Over to you, Tate.
Purpose for them, I will just say that they should let it out and they should wait until it comes out, because I feel like God put a purpose in everyone, but He wants people to unlock it at a certain age. So if they haven't unlocked it, maybe they're not ready for it, but they will be ready. That's the thing. They just have to see what they enjoy. They see how to manifest in it. They see how to grow, and then they'll keep on growing. And when they keep on growing, it's like a plant. When you plant it and you water it, it grows. But when you don't water it, it dies. So you have to keep on pouring that water in your purpose. So then you'll keep on growing. And then when you're done growing, you still have to pour that water to exceed, because there's no such thing as done. You're always still improving.
Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. This is great. Now, Tate, we're just gonna try. I'm trying to crawl into your brain a little bit, because I'm, you know, maybe just kind of feeling sorry for myself that I lost a couple of years, and we're trying to catch up, and maybe I can learn a thing or two from Tate today. So, what do you do at your spare time? Like, what do you advise other kids to be part of? You know, because when I read your bio and how you're not very much interested in you know, playing with candies and in video games and things like that, what would you advise that we introduce to children at your age at this level that can help their thinking, that can help their mindset, and that can help their self-image and how they see the world? Over to you, Kate.
I think it's best for them to watch things on YouTube that are educational, because I love watching stuff like Brightside. I love it because it teaches me lots of stuff and it teaches me life lessons. And I love Brightside because of what it teaches. As I said, it teaches life lessons. And it also teaches things that usually only some adults don't even know. And that's why I advise that not just from Brightside, but I watch other things too. And I like to watch these things because it really inspires me and it helps me grow my mind. And that's what I love about Brightside and other channels because it helps me to improve my mindset because I want to always be thinking about things that are educational because um, too much video games and stuff, it rots the brain, and you're always supposed to keep your brain on its toes. It's like exercising your body. You always have to exercise your brain so then it'll keep on growing.
Wow, this is powerful. We have more people who have jumped into the house. First of all, let me read a comment from Vivi. Said, "Wow, what a way to explain the law of growth using Mother Nature." I'm telling you, Vivi, we had to go to John Maxwell to learn these things, and Tate is talking about it just like that. Just like that, he's dropping these nuggets for us. And welcome, Amaka. It's great to have you here. Welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining. It's such a privilege to have all of these great and wonderful people in the house. Now, are you just joining us for the first time? Omar, thank you so much. I can see Malaysia in the house. I can see Iraq in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Let me just know where you're joining us from. If I haven't mentioned your name, it's not because I do not care about you, but I haven't seen you directly in the comment box. So come on in and just give us a lovely comment, and we will be so excited to work with you. So thank you so much for being here. Well, we can hear some beep. I'm not quite sure where the beep is coming from. But guys, the topic of today is how to unlock your child's full potential. And it has been fun. We've been having a conversation with Tate. It's been amazing. So if you're just joining us, you will have access to the replay on my page. Now, Tate, I'm still trying to get into your brain because I don't know how you got all of this knowledge. Like, seriously, guys, oh my goodness, this has to be divine. Okay, so I'm sorry that I'm asking so many questions, Tate. Now, sometimes, how do you feel like when you sit down on a day to day? What's your day like? When you begin your day, what do you do? Because, I have a lot of children watching. I have my kids watching. I want them to see what Tate is doing. So, what does Tate do on a normal day? Like, how do you start your day? How do you plan your day? How do you get thinking towards the right direction? Over to you, Tate.
Well, my day is kind of normal. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I usually start with my work and stuff, and then I watch YouTube. Usually, I watch inspirational stuff. And I watch a lot of billionaire stuff because I dream to become a businessman when I grow up, and I want to be a multi-billionaire. So
Good, good. So you watch some of those things that just kind of helps your thinking and just helps your reasoning. Okay, so let me come back to the work that you're doing, working with other children. So, what kind of programs? I mean, are you do you do anything within your school system, or I know you work a lot with a lot of kids in the environment around you in your community. So what do you share with these children when you're talking with them, just so we can get them to think the way that you think? Over to you, Tate.
well, children have their own things. Like children like enjoy other things. Children enjoy different things. Children always like something today and then they'll hate it tomorrow. So usually children like to change their perspective and they like to change what they like. And that's true for me because that's what happened with me. When I was 6, I wanted to become a soccer player, and now I just like to watch soccer. I don't actually want to be a soccer player anymore. But children, they usually they grow when they are watching things that they don't want to be. Because sometimes a child would never want to be someone that does business, but when they actually watch it, they want to be that because kind of like monkey see monkey do.
Mm,
That's kind of like what a child is because when they see something they want to try it, so that's why it's always good for a child to watch something to see what they want to be because they might enjoy it. Like I wanted to be a soccer player from watching soccer, so and then I wanted to become a man from watching my business people like Bill Gates. So it's all about the inspiration. So if someone watches something, their brain will channel it and they'll see that they like that, and then that's what will always be popping up at the top of their brain. So if you keep on teaching them that specific topic, then it's gonna want to channel into their brain and they're gonna want to become that thing.
Thank you so much, Tate, for sharing that. And we have a question for you right from the audience from Carlene Froling. She says, Tate, if a child wants to be an author, what are some of the steps that he or she can take? Over to you, Tate.
Well, the first step is to have the story written down. The story has to be totally done. You have to have all your plans for the story and the book. Then you have to get it on, depending on what it is. Like if it's an illustrated book and you don't really want to illustrate, you could always find an illustrator on the internet to help you. And it's very good to find a publisher to help you publish your book. But if you want to publish it by yourself and you want to become self-published, then that's gonna have a little bit. That's gonna be a bit harder because it's gonna take a little bit more time. If you get a publisher, it'll be done real much faster. So when you're done all of that, usually you're supposed to promote it. So you usually promote it on your page. You have to open up a page for your whatever you're doing and you promote it, and you ask people that you know around the environment to also help you promote it, because you can't just promote it and expect it to go viral right away. You have to have people, your inside people that you already know, to help you to spread it out around people, because you could have a friend that will share it to a friend that will share it to a friend that will share it to a friend, and it'll keep on getting bigger and your crowd will enlarge it.
Wow. Tate, I had to go to school, get back, get certified, and certified so many different times, grow up and get old to learn what you just taught me in 2 minutes. You were amazing. I must say this. You were this is greatness right in front of me. Like I mean, like a child at 12 year old can teach adults what to do. Oh my goodness, I feel so honored to have met you. I can only imagine who you're going to become. We have so much comments from the audience. From Frank, who is a coach right in Ghana, says, "I'm speechless. I'm totally overwhelmed." Listen, Frank, I'm sweating. Can you imagine? I'm just sitting cool here with my blazer, but I'm sweating. This guy is too hot. I mean, I have no words. This is this is just greatness. And we are so blessed to have you in our midst, and we support you totally. We love the work that you do. And I have another a comment from Reister. Okay, this is incredibly amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everyone is so excited in the watch party. Everyone is so excited. We have kids. Everyone has their kids and nephews and friends and family, sisters, brothers. And this is why I asked you to invite your enemies and neighbors. This message is good. Guys, before we get to the end of the session, please share this video on your page. You cannot be selfish to keep this video to yourself alone. Please do us a favor. Share this video on your page. Invite people to be part of this. I mean, Tate, at the age of 12, look at all that I'm learning. Now, I want to hear more about the work that you're doing with the Inner Hero. I know you're doing some work with a company, Tammy's company, which is Heroes Intelligence. Can you tell us a bit about that program? What is that program about? And at what age can people be a part of that program? Over to you, Tate.
The program is about children unlocking their full potential, and children leaders and children role models that help other children to unlock their full potential. Because every child has a full, as I said, but sometimes they just need a leader to help them unlock it. And since children usually listen to children like them, instead of adults, sorry, it's better for them to have role models that so then they can see that children can do these extraordinary things. So it will push them to their limits, because in life there is no limit. You define who you are and you define your future. So it's best to start at a young age, and as long as you do something incredible, then you'll continue to do incredible things as you age. And when you become older and you decide to stop for some reason, you can always look back at what you did at a certain age.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we have Bella Reader joining us for the first time. Bassi Duke is joining us. Elizabeth, thank you. Remy, thank you. Joy, thank you. Amaka, it's great to have you here. It's a Civilized Presence. Guys, please share this video on your page. Invite your friends and family. Thank you so much, Sister Kate. It's great to have you. Rhoda, it's great to have you. Omar Amain, it's great to have you. Trinity Info, it's great to have you. Catriel, it's great to have you. Edidio, it's great to have you. Thank you so much, all of you, for making out time to be here, even though we changed our time. But I think this was such a great lesson that we should listen to it over and over again. And I cannot thank you enough for the work that you're doing. And just before I let you go, we want to learn, what is the next level to take? Because I mean, you've done something that it took some of us over 40, 50 years to figure out. So what's the next level for you? What's your next step? What's your next level for you? What are you working on? Can you share this with us? What are you working on? Where do you see Tate 5 years from today? Over to you, Tate.
Well, for now, I'm just going to continue doing what I do. I'm just going to keep on writing books and talking to people like you, and sharing my experience with other people, and helping children unlock their full potential. But through there, I'm going to keep on moving forward, and I'm going to try to elevate.
Wow, this is so great. This is so great. Thank you. And can we have Mom for a minute, and maybe we can talk to Mom for a minute, because guys, I have to honor Mom, because Mom is doing an amazing work. Without the support of Mom, all of this will not happen. And
Mom
Blessing,
and Dad.
Blessing, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we have a question for you, Blessing. Can you share your story with us? How did you feel, I mean, when this boy started showing up with all kind of greatness? I'm sure at one point you could have wondered, who is in the house with me? Like, hello, where is Tate? Did I lose Tate? Who is this new person? What is your story? Can you share it with us? Because we want to learn from you. Maybe we have greatness just sitting in the closet and we've never even discovered it. So over to you, Blessing.
Yeah, like he said earlier, when he was writing and drawing, there was so much papers in the house. I'm like, what is this? Papers everywhere, and he'll cut them up in characters. So when when he does something bad, I'm like, okay, we have to clean up this mess. Now everywhere is too messy. Throw them out. And he'll cry. So I figured this was something he really enjoyed doing. And one day he just called me. He's like, Mom, I want a real book, like a book. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, I want a book and I want to sell it. I'm like, okay. So I kind of ignored. I didn't really pay him attention because he's 7, right? He was 7 at that point, and he would not stop. So what he did, he had all the characters glued to a paper, and he stapled them in form of a book. And he had a whole bunch of them. So he got a shoebox, and he would save them there in a pile. So that's when I knew, oh, okay, this kid is serious. And then he would use like a shoebox to draw like a laptop, like computer or whatever. And you have like some programs on them. I'm like, okay, this is not ordinary. I need to take this seriously. So I spoke to my husband at first, and he thought, he's just a kid. We're all once like that. Like, yeah. I'm like, this is different. You need to pay attention and just look. This is really different. So he did. And we're like, okay, now we have to move forward and figure out what to do with this talent. So yeah, that's how it all started. And it's not just books. There are other things he's also working on as well. And like he told you, he watches a lot of business things. And he said, Mom, you can't disclose certain things now until it's fully complete, because I don't want anybody to steal my idea. That's what he told me. he didn't mention some things to you that he's working on. So when it's done, and that is something with technology kind of thing. So when he's done with that, would announce it. Yeah.
Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the support, with Tate and just trying to keep him sane because I know that he has so much gift that is going to impact the world. And so, I mean, he always has to have the best, conditions in the home. So I'm going to have to say a big thank you for you and just
Yeah.
making that happen and just keeping him in line with, his assignment, his purpose. And even I know there are times that you probably don't even understand what he's doing, but you
Mhm.
stood there and just supported the cause. And that is recommendable. So thank you. Thank you and thank you again.
Yeah.
And so guys,
I
yes,
was
go
going
ahead.
to say something about the time, how he manages his time. Hey, there was somewhere he said sometimes he goes to bed 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So, yes, that's true in the summer. I have to literally tell him, you know what? That's enough. That's it. You need to go to bed now because you need enough sleep. He would not stop. So if you notice your child has a certain drive and they don't want to stop, they're just hungry for more, you need to pay attention. Like this child, if you have a child that is not playing on the phone or playing video games, they're actually working on projects. Like he has a workshop coming up on the 27th, they unlock your child's full potential. And he created the activities for the day and he's doing all these things. I'm like, look at the time, and he would not stop. So when you notice a child has a passion for things that is out of the ordinary, I would say, because at this age, I was still playing. Like I wouldn't take things like this seriously. We as parents owe them we owe it to them to nurture it and support them.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah.
thank you so much. And we have a lot of great comments from Alex Ojeme. It's great to have you. Alex says, indeed, parents should help their kids unlock that talent in them. Yes, and she has done well. Thank you for your comment, Alex. Yes, back to you, parents. Yes. You don't want to listen to all of this and go back being the same old you. Stop trying to create a mini version of yourself in the home. Now
Mhm.
look at the life of Blessing. If Blessing was trying to create another blessing in the home, we would have lost Tate.
Mhm.
But she had to work alongside with Tate, listen with an open mind, be inclusive. I mean, even when she didn't understand, she was ready to work with him and guide him along the way just to see his dreams and his purpose and goals come through. So we want to be able to go back home and pay some attention to what is happening with our kids. If you are the 9 to 9 and 9 to 5 or 9 to 12 parents and you haven't been spending time with your kids, you do not want to lose this time. You do not want to lose this urge. So you want to spend good time with your children. Stop trying to create mini version of you. That's, I'm from African descent. And I remember back in the day, if your father was a doctor, he wanted to see 5 doctors in the home.
True.
If your mom was a teacher, she wanted to see 5 teachers in the home. It's not always going to be that way. Things have changed.
True.
Okay. We have a lot of Tates that are sitting in different countries. We just
Mhm.
haven't found it because they probably do not even have the freedom to speak out. I imagine if Tate had such talent around me when I was growing up, some people could have given him a knock on the head and was like, you need to keep quiet. What are you talking about? Go get
Mhm.
your book and do your homework. And
Mhm.
that's how we would lose Tate.
Mhm.
So, guys, this month we're doing a lot of programs for the children, for parents. We have another one that's coming up on Thursday with the America's #1 super nanny. She's coming up to talk to parents on how you can work with your children to create the best version of those kids. So, I want to say a big thank you, guys. If you do have a comment, and of course, if you want to be part of the program that Tate is part of, which is the Hero Intelligence, we have the information right there. Thank you so much, Tammy, for sharing that. And you can be part of that. If you have great kids around you and you want them to know that we can help them and we're ready to work with them, send me an email, Louisa at the civilityacademy.com. I want to meet your child. I want to meet your cousin, your sister, your brother, whoever that they are. There are a lot of Tates around. We want to meet them. The future belongs to Tate. So, Mom, thank you so much. And let's have Tate again on the camera so that we can send Mom away nicely and bring back Tate the hero.
It's coming.
Yes, perfect. So, thank you so much. Thank you again for sharing your awesomeness. We're looking forward to have you again in our show and everything that you're doing, all the work that you're doing. Please share it with us. If you want to reach out to Tate, look for Cheetah Boy. Cheetah Boy is on Instagram. Cheetah Boy is on Facebook. His mom manages his account because Tate is not very much interested in all of that. So she will pass on the information to him. If you want to work with Tate, let us know. Send an email, Louisa at the civilityacademy.com. If you think that you want Tate to come and speak in your event, let us know. Let's know about your event. Let's learn about what you're doing. And we will be happy to get Tate to talk to the younger ones. Because like Tate said, the kids will always hear from the kids. And Rista said, please bring this program to Africa. Thank you so much. So there you go. Tate, you have someone looking for you in Kenya. So, guys, you know what? We have a Tate here, and we're ready to get him to work with other kids, and he's happy to work with other kids. He's on vacation now, so it's summer. He has more time. During school, it might be a limited time, but we're happy to work with you. Send me an email, Louisa at the civilityacademy.com. You can send me an inbox. If you think that you have something great that you want to share in the program, send me an email. I want to hear from you. I want to learn from you. This month, our theme is focused on effective parenting and youth development. So everything that has to do with the family, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. We want to talk about it. If you have questions, if you're watching this on replay, drop your questions in the box below. I'm going to pass it on to Tate. You can see I didn't have to teach nothing. Tate did everything. He answered all the questions with so much confidence. I mean, seriously, Tate, so much maturity. It looks like you're going to have a tag and put it on your head. I'm 12 because people will think you're older than that. Thank you so much, Rister. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. So, guys, we've come to the end of this session, and I really hate to let you go. I hate to let you go, Tate, but of course, we're doing a lot of work together. I hate to let you go, parents. If you feel just how I feel right now, fulfilled, give us some thumbs up, give us some hearts, and share some great message. Say something nice to Tate. I'm going to pass it on to him. And Colleen started off by saying, step, grow, and unleash your purpose. Great job. Tate, you did an amazing and awesome job. And from Frank, I said, thank you very much, Louisa, for your program, and many thanks to your guests. This was awesome. Tate, this was all you. It had nothing to do with me. And thank you for allowing yourself to be used by God to impact other children. Thank you for the work that you do. And we hope to keep reading about you. I'm looking forward to this. And I'm going to say, you know what? When he was 12, I kind of had contact with him and we worked together. And now he is this huge, this hero, this greatness, this rock star. And I'll be so excited. I wish we could have a photograph together, but we will do that very soon. Thank you so much, Tate. I have to let you go. Guys, have a wonderful rest of the evening. And those of you who are joining from other countries, thank you. You stayed on to the end of the program. Welcome, success. Thank you so much. I can see Asia, Africa, Europe is here, America is here, Ghana is here, Kenya is here. Thank you. Gambia is here. Uganda is here. Thank you, and thank you again. Canada is here. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the support. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for believing in what I have to offer. I really appreciate you all. And have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.